I said I've run out a day. I was on school runs program. I ran out and my children was the one running after me with my wig. Mommy,
you've left your hair behind.
I can't imagine how I would have felt if I didn't wear that wig that day and I still have to drop my children.
And you have to look presentable.
Presentable.
Yes, because you don't want them to get to that stage where they are saying, Mommy, you stop here, I'll take myself.
And these children will say it.
They will say it. Mommy, it's okay. You can drop me here.
Definitely, you are not presentable.
You're not. Hello. Welcome to
Conversation on the Car with Rachel and Tebe.
You have to own your sleeves. Shake your sleeves.
This is not nice.
You need to shake them.
Yes, I'm Lady Gaga in right now. My Lady Gaga sleeves. I keep pressing it down. And
this is how Tebi does her school runs. Every morning. This is how she takes her children to school.
Don't put me out there. We are just here to just celebrate school runs because school runs can be a thing in this country. That is why we are here to talk about school runs. But we were just assuming that, okay, see the way we are dressed. Assuming we are dressed like this for school runs.
Every morning. You know how I imagined life would be and how it is?
Yeah. You know what you ordered versus what you got?
Imagine yourself every morning
dressing up like this.
Yes. To take your kids to school.
And babe, at times we should even put ourselves in those children's shoes. Though we've gone through it. We've gone through it when we're in Africa. We've gone through it, and it's their own time now. It's just teaching them discipline and all that, which is good.
Home. For me, they just sent me off to a boarding school, but most of them just get onto like a bus that will take them to school.
We don't get onto a bus after you've woken yourself up by 5 a.m. because you have a long walk to glory, long walk to victory.
Yeah.
Yes. We wake up 5 a.m. in the morning, clean yourself up, wear your clean uniform, and you are setting yourself out to go on that long walk.
A long walk to freedom.
My secondary school was a bit far. It was like maybe.
Oh, so you used to go to school and then go back at home in the evening?
Yes, you go to school.
For me, it was boarding.
Yeah, no. I go to school in the morning, come back in the evening, and at times it used to be a cab. But you know what we do? In fact, usually my parents paid for a cab, but because
take a cab?
Yes, of course, we were a cactus. We will not call ourselves, babe. Yeah. We will call ourselves. We'll tell how are we going home? We'll tell ourselves that okay, we will walk home. So we walking home, then we want to spend that money for cab. So we'll use that money to eat whatever. I'm sure some people must have experienced it. We spend that money during lunch and all that. So when we finish
snacks.
When we finish, we can now walk like 15 to 10 miles walking down home in that hot sun, African sun.
See your life. And coming here
is a different ball game because you have to keep to time. In fact, your children, they are not yet close, but you are in your car waiting for them to come.
You were saying in your car, when I just gotten into the UK, I had to get to the bus and push the pram at the same time.
And when you are pushing the primer, your head is correct that you're pushing the pram. Your head is correct that you have to get that bus to calculate yourself to be in front of their school before they are out. Because you are 5-10 minutes late every day will be a thing.
But do you know what it means to push that pram? And more so when you're staying in a flat and then you have to carry that pram up and down.
Because as a parent, I'm a busy mom, Rachel is a busy mom. We now thought of it that school runs is a thing because I keep singing to my friend Rachel that, Rachel, if I had one big money, I will not do any work. I'll just sit with my school runs and do it. And
focus on that.
But now you still have to go to work. You still have to take care of those kids. Even pack lunch itself is a thing.
Packed lunch.
You want to pack lunch for your children. That is why you see some children, there are some parents who be like, no, I'm not going through that stress. What lunch am I packing? Let them eat at school. But at times you want to know what is going into their stomach.
What they're eating.
What they are eating. For me, I would like to.
And it actually even saves money as well.
Babe,
I didn't know.
That £2.50 for every day.
I was the one that preferred them to eat the school
If you manage that £2 for maybe 1 or 2 days, you buy that big loaf of bread, you buy the ham, you buy that butter. By the time they eat it for 2-3 days, and you buy healthy snacks, you buy fruit, babe, they will be fine. That is what I do in my house. I want to know what goes into their stomach, 1. 2, I want to save for the family as well. So I don't just let them eat every day at school. At the end of the day, they will tell you, what did you have at school? They have pizza, they have jackpot. Seriously?
Yeah, fish and chips, yeah.
Seriously? No. When I can cook something healthy. And not to deviate from our topic, which is dealing with school runs. Having a stress-free routine.
How to handle it, and also leverage on community.
As a mom, Rachel.
Leveraging on community.
Is the story of my life right now. My school runs, I would say, my school runs is so intense.
There was a time you used to have all the kids in different schools.
3 different schools for 3 kids. But I was able, like Rachel said now, I was able to leverage on the community I had then. We're able to walk around it together, which, reduces my burden on school runs. Because school runs itself in this country can be so intense.
I think it's a full-time job on its own, because by the time you just get out of your house and enter into that coldness, and then...
At times, one of my children's school is not far from my home, and I just want to do that walk. That okay, let me take that walk just to be able to at least do some exercise and catch a few steps. Babe, the next minute you see me in my car, owning the heat because of the cold. So I thought I was the only one going through this, and I saw a mom too. She was just beside my house. I said, "You didn't take a walk?" He said, "No, this cold is too much, sis."
No, anything to help you, not experience that coldness. Or someone else to help you kind of navigate.
Pick your children.
Yes, pick your children or drop them off.
And school runs, I think mentally you have to prepare yourself for it. Because, okay, look at me now. I have a permanent alarm that is set for 2:55. When it's 2:55, I'm resetting myself. Okay, I'm getting that water ready, because some of them, they would have left their bottle in my car. So because as they are entering my car, "Mommy, do you have water there? I'm so thirsty. I need water." I'll give them water. They will relax. And even myself, I want myself to just enjoy it.
Why are you doing it? Yeah.
At times I go to work at night and I still have to do the school runs
in early in the morning.
Babe, thank God for Dunsin, Minister Dunsin. I will on that music, and that mom that will on that music, even my children sings with me.
I told you.
And I pick their friends at times. There was a time I was singing it, and I was, as a Christian, I was just,
in the spirit,
professing in the spirit. And my baby daughter too was there. She was professing with me in the spirit. It was kabashing, But my spirit was so high. I was excited because I was tired coming from a night shift. I was tired. So at times you just want to be intentional about just enjoying it, because it can be intense.
It can be intense. So how can parents navigate the whole school run thing process or lifestyle?
I work with a lot with community. At times, okay, look at what happened on Friday. I was supposed to pick my daughter Emanuela, because some of them different schools, like we said. I was supposed to pick my daughter at 3:15, and I was supposed to pick one at King's at 3:25. And look at the distance and look at the traffic. You know how Hampton can be so busy, because we have like 4 or 5 schools in Hampton. So when you are not out of Hampton by 3 o'clock, baby, you are stuck in Hampton.
You're not going to get there.
But what did I do? I called one of my sister. She too, I do her school run. So like, I love you. You know yourself. She'll be like, if I see, she will even command me, "Sis, go and pick your children." That's her own children. No? She says, "Sis, go and pick your children, because right now I'm busy at the salon. I need to do some things." I'll say, "That's fine." At times I won't pick her children and bring them to my place to feed them, just to take care of them. And at times she takes my daughter home, because I'm able to trust her that she's a mom. I believe in her, because community works a lot.
Community is very important.
It's very important.
So there are some things there that you communicate well in advance.
Yes.
You're respectful careful.
Exactly.
You plan ahead. So you know exactly in case.
You know, something happened recently with there is this parent group that we have in my daughter's school. So a parent just drop a note there that please, can anyone pick my son? I don't even know the parent because it was on WhatsApp. Said, can anyone please pick my son at so time because I have an interview and all that. Immediately I told the lady, I said, send your address. Because I know how school runs can be.
You know the pain.
Exactly. I said, can you please send your address? Because I just looked at it, that is what I could walk around at that time. And I put myself in her shoes, like, this could happen to me too. She needs help at that moment. Before I said, send your address, another parent is there to help too, which is the community we are talking about.
Is the community that's
you can't be an islander when it comes to school runs. At times you are stuck in traffic. Something happened to one of my friends. She was ready to pick her son. But she just called me that day and she was, sis, what are you doing? I said, I'm cooking. I was at home already. But our own son was having after school club. She ought to pick the son up because they go to the same school with my children. She said, where are you? What are you doing? I said, I'm cooking jollof rice already. She said, sis, I'm stuck in traffic right now. I need someone to pick my son. I said, oh, my goodness. Immediately, I switched off the gas. And immediately, I went to pick the son. When she came, she was so emotional, she broke down. And I'm like, what is the issue? She says, sis, what if I don't have you? I'm able to call you and immediately you didn't see it as a thing and you were there.
You dropped everything that
I dropped
you were doing at that point in time
because
to rush in and help.
I keep putting myself, I'm a parent. Parents, we go through a lot in this country.
But you also have a love for children, mind you. There is also that.
We go through a lot in this country. So, babe, I keep, especially in this
showing
country,
empathy as well to others is very important.
Yes, because you don't know. You said something the other time. You don't know what people are going through. That little help. See what we discussed this morning. That little help, you don't know what you are doing to even heal that
silence
person.
At that point in time, just to listen.
And I love it in this country. They always say something. That little help. There is nothing wrong in asking for help.
No.
Always ask for help. Always check on that your sister to know maybe, or that your brother to know maybe they are doing okay. School runs is a thing in this country. I don't know other places, but I know it's a thing because in America, I keep telling my families in America, I say, you don't know what you guys have because they have a school bus.
Oh yeah, they do.
They have a school bus, babe.
Yeah.
In the UK, we don't have a school bus. You have to DIY it.
So it's either you rely on someone, you do it yourself, or when the child is of age, then they can probably take themselves to school. From
with supervision.
But from a very young age until they are in year 5, you're constantly back and forth, having to do that. Like now, I've got to take my children, wake up, prepare them, take them
It's your turn to shine.
Yes. Take them to school, drive for an hour and a half.
To your workplace.
To my workplace.
Spend 4 hours at work.
Drive back because if you miss the pickup at 3 p.m., then there is a fine to pay.
Yeah. And after those fines, they don't just, okay, if you are even paying those fines conveniently, after those fines, later, they'll start writing it down.
There might be a warning, probably.
After warning, Rachel, you'll be invited, specially, to meet a special person. You don't want to see those people. You don't want to find because yourself. They believe it's neglect. What are you doing that you are not attending to their needs?
So at some point, you're torn in between, mostly for like single parent homes. You're torn in between having to work or actually sitting down, as you said, if you had, enough stash to just look after your children.
Have you seen the way parents look during school runs? That is why we said we are dressed gorgeously to discuss this topic. I said I've run out a day. I was on school runs program. I ran out and my children was the one running after me with my wig. Mommy,
you've left your hair behind.
I can't imagine how I would have felt if I didn't wear that wig that day and I still have to drop my children.
And you have to look presentable.
Presentable.
Yes, because you don't want them to get to that stage where they are saying, Mommy, you stop here, I'll take myself.
And these children will say it.
They will say it. Mommy, it's okay. You can drop me here.
definitely you are not presentable. What a shame.
What a shame. Yeah.
So it's something you have to intentionality, like we always preach on this couch. Planning ahead. And just you intentionally planning ahead is your mental health is on point.
Yeah, but on days when I know I'm going into office, I will have prepared their bowls, their cereal bowls for the morning.
Yes,
the milk is ready. Packed lunch is ready.
Have you seen when those children are dragging their leg and you are the one that you don't want your children to be late?
We talked about shouting in the morning.
No shouting, no yelling challenge. They don't scare. They will be there dragging their leg. But you are the one that you are the parent that is so conscious of time, knowing that I need to drop this child off before 8:30. She should be at that gate before 8:30. If not, you are the one getting all those emails. You are the one getting, and the way the teachers handles you, they will be like, you are not even doing what you are supposed to do. So you just want to get all your facts right. You need to pack pack lunches, get everything set.
So do a meal prep for the entire week.
You need to iron those clothes. In fact, us now, what we do, white shirts, right? We iron the 5 white shirts for a week. A skirt, we iron 5 skirts for a week. That is what we do now. Okay, jackets, we know they are jackets, but at least there should be 2 jackets.
On standby.
On standby. Have you looked for a tie?
And you don't find it.
On the days they have swimming, have you looked for? I had to buy 2 for my mental health, so that if I'm not most of it, I get so that for my mental health. School runs is a thing in this country. Let's not lie about it. We all need those little help. We all need those little plannings. In fact, what is little planning? Intense planning. Intentional planning
for the entire term time.
Rachel, it is a thing. So you need that community, you need that plan, you need to be intentional, and you need to count it all joy. Look at when I was
while doing it.
It can be so intense. If not, to be diverting aggression, transferring aggression to your children. I told you,
to the people around you as well.
I told you, babe, I Spotify myself till I remove myself from some useless radio station. I want to go on my own vibe that I know.
Re-energize
I was thinking I was the only one that does this thing. One of our pastors, Pastor Hagu, was saying when he drives for school runs that he does 1.5 hours every morning. That he said when he's driving his son to school, that is in the spirit that he can go on and on in the spirit, like just kabashing all through. That is his own love language for school runs.
His way,
Babe, I notice. Okay, at times I go for night shift. When I come back in the morning, I have to tidy up my kids to go to school. I'm tired already, but before I open that door, I'm telling Holy Spirit, guide my tongue, guide my mind. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to transfer any tiredness onto these children because I want them to have a good day in school already. So
you don't want them to take that anger.
It's not like it works every day. Because you are yelling already.
Count to 10.
When I count 2, but babe, at times when you chase a goat to the wall in Africa, and the goat now sees that the wall is not open, by the time the goat turns back to you, at times when you are telling these children that you don't want to yell, and you are there at the top of your voice, school runs is intentionality. I enjoy my beautiful school runs. I'm not complaining about it, but it's so intense.
No, I think I was waiting for Wilma to turn 5, to go into year 5 so that she can take herself.
Yes. When I saw kids taking the school bus now, just going on their own to school, I would be like, oh, your mom is blessed.
And I think it's also trying to do, as in doing things that will work for you.
Yeah.
Like probably thinking about being nearer to the school if you can,
Yeah, that's what they do in this country because they believe in catchment area. Before you can take now you wanting to take your kids to a very far place. They'll be like, what happens to the school? Government will choose for you if you can't choose for yourself.
It will choose for you, but then
look at my children now. The cases of my children, we were the one that
for you chose. Yes, so
we work towards it. That is what there are some children that goes all the way to
board. Yeah, but the schools, those are like particular
grammar schools
that they want to.
Like a special school. So with all this, I now notice my neighbor's child goes all the way to bone. And I asked the mom, how do you do it? He said they have a neighbor that they work it together.
You find a way, you see, still leveraging on community, doing things that work for you. Parents will will likely escort their children for a certain period of time until they feel they are comfortable to do it on their own. For me, I particularly wherever I've stayed, the school has been closed because I already have on my plate, and as we were saying this morning, I can't come and be killing myself. So for me, it has to work for me, as in it has got to work for me. You see where Jeremiah goes, you see where Wilma goes. So it has to work. And
I was asking you about your daughter's secondary school.
It's just
you are saying is whatever works for
I just applied for that one school. I did not even apply for any, because it has got to work for me. At this point in time, otherwise then you get to choose, do I work or do I
you remember when I changed my job just because of school runs? Was just school runs that made me make that decision, because I noticed at break time, at lunchtime, You're calling this family. Can you help me pick my son? I've got 3 kids. It will not be fair on those people I'm calling. They have their lives to live as well. Because I won't lie to you, some parents do that to other parents, which I don't think is fair. You know you have school runs. You should be able to plan yourself. When this parent is helping you pick your child, like if you have an agreement that I do it for you, you are doing it for me, that is another thing. But you kept on putting your own problem on that parent. We all have our own issues too. Be considerate that this can't keep going on like that. Let me too be considerate. You do it for me, I do it for you. But it's not like you are always on my phone calling me, I should help you pick your child. What happens to me too? Me too, I have a life to live. Because I think we building that community, we are not getting it at times.
Sometimes we don't get it.
Just make sure you are not being a burden to that family. When that family is helping you we do that a lot in this country.
Or at least even when they are helping you, show a certain level of gratitude. But sometimes it is like, I just
don't feel entitled. Don't feel entitled that no.
Or you can't even reciprocate what they have done for you. When is it your time to chip in?
You know? So please, if you find a family that you know is helping you, appreciate that family, celebrate that family. Because everybody has their own issue. Everybody has their life to live. You are not obliged.
No.
But if you have an agreement between that family that, yes, I'm doing this for my sister because my sister is not around at this moment, let me just step in to help. That is another thing. But you now feel obliged that, yes, you feel entitled that, yes, you are at the beck and call of that person, disturbing that person. No. It shouldn't be so. Fair. Let's be considerate, because this country we are in is intense already. So any problem, and that little help,
you don't want people to start avoiding your phone calls.
She's here again. Our life is too much.
You're blocking your number. So until next time, do feel free to let us know how it's working for you.
Yes, please.
How do other parents handle it? Because we are talking from our perspective, from our journey, babe, so far, but for
I think something happens as well. When you know you are a busy couple or busy parent, you can work it out with your spouse. But look at me, my husband does day, I do night, just to be able to be available for my children at the daytime. I remember there was a time when my husband was on shift. At times my husband does night. I do day. So that someone will be readily available.
So working it out amongst
we parents.
But then I don't know if, because that's probably within your setting, but I don't know if other families maybe have a challenge whereby it's one-sided.
There are some people that
whereby it's up to parenting. You to drop their children, pick them up.
I think it's just you making an arrangement, making a plan, so that those children too won't be stranded.
Whereas you also like to work, because being in this environment without, there are some people who don't want to work.
You have to work. The bills will chase you out.
I think it's benefit.
Well, there are some people that does benefit that. I please, if you're on benefit and I can give my school runs. We have to work.
Yeah, but again, you find, I've seen in situations whereby people are torn in between, do I work or just sit back and raise my children and just do school runs, after school run, drop them onto after school.
There is this, my big auntie, she will keep saying, if you have not raised your child up to 10 to 12 years in this country, don't think of any career.
Big mama, yeah. Mama, blessed her memory, she used to, yeah.
She said, don't even think of any career. We'll be like, if you have not raised your children up to that level, just focus on those children first. Bless her soul. So please, just be able to plan yourself. It's a teen in this country. If you have not seen school runs as a teen, definitely maybe I don't know how you are doing
and the shock as well of it when you come and then you find that the life of your child is entirely up to you.
You.
You don't call your neighbor to sort out.
No. You even your child, how would the child even see you? But you are always there at their beck and call. You are the present parents.
Yeah,
you can work it out as a couple.
Thank God.
If your husband is on day, you be the one that does the night. If you know the office work is not working for you, be that entrepreneur.
But then also thank God for like some companies or environments that actually do appreciate
work-life balance. Yeah.
Being able, honestly, it's not something that I even take for granted. I am grateful. For having that ability to manage my work, but then at the same time being
there for your kids. The kind of job you do. That is why you see some people. I remember I worked remotely during COVID. I was able to do the homeschooling for our children and all that. Immediately the COVID, there was no more remote. Everybody go back to the office. I struggled, and I now thought of it myself, that is this what I'm choosing now? I now looked at it, I weighed everything. I'm like, what is important to me right now?
Yeah.
What is important to me right now was my children, because they were struggling with school runs. I was putting everybody, I was pressurizing everybody to help me. I now said, okay, I had to drop that job.
I assume, but it was also a decision that you and your husband took.
We sat down and talked about it.
Because had you been the breadwinner, you are...
We looked at where is the most resources coming from.
Had you been the breadwinner?
No, daddy will do it. Daddy will do this chorus.
Oga
will do this chorus.
Okay. Until next time, guys. Bye.